Hello. A slight change in the schedule. Today, the third session, which means at 3 o'clock session, we will uh, we will merge it with the instead of three, we'll do it at 6 o'clock. 6 o'clock, we have the online teaching for the Nalanda introductory course, and all the participants. It's a part of your course as well. So we merge it, which means that instead of three, we will come at 6 o'clock. And the reason is that at three, there's a Tibetan community here, and they requested if I can give it because that whole year long it's observing the 90th birthday anniversary of His Holiness the Dalai whole year long, and as a part of that, the everywhere all programs are being organized, and Tibet House also be organizing the year-long programs plus two main programs, one on the 6th of July in Delhi and the other on 11th of July, where we're going to screen His Holiness's the most recent the movie documentary film and also cultural performance from Tibet in Delhi. This one big auditorium. So and also we're going to have a book launch. There's book by Manuel, the personal photographer of His Holiness for the last more than 20 years. So his book is going to be launched there, and the space is for about like 700 capacity auditorium, and we are bringing more students to the program. That the students be aware of the activities of His Holiness. And then year long there are programs, and anyone who's interested while you're in Delhi, just you're most welcome to come to Tibet House. And if it coincides with Tibet's programs, you just keep checking, and you can request Srinatullah, our IT staff here, and he will help you to put you on the mailing list of Tibet House, and you will get all the information about Tibet House. And many of you are from Nalanda Studies. You're getting the information. And the Nalanda Studies, are you on the mailing list? Not this one, not the Nalanda Studies mailing list, but the regular mailing list of Tibet House. You're getting the information? Okay, yes. Shrikant, you are getting the related information? You're getting it? Okay, so those of us who are not in the mailing list yet, you can ask Srinatullah. He will help you. He will just send your email to the office. Office will put you in the mailing list, and then you will get all the information. What is that? Srinatullah. Is it weekly or weekly? You will get the information about what's happening in Tibet House, all the announcements. And while you're in Delhi, please feel free to visit Tibet House, not for teaching, but for a cup of tea. Yeah, but usually people say, "Oh, in Tibet House, go to Tibet House when in Delhi for teaching." I said, "No, don't make it too boring. Just cup of tea. come to Tibet House, cup of tea, and if it coincides with lunchtime, also join us for a simple lunch. It's very simple though, but at least you'll feel it's a homemade food." Okay. 2007, but the 2000 you did not visit Tibet after that. Okay, please. Yes, so make sure that you come there and the you come and Srinath is there, I'm there, and if I'm not there, Srinath is there, and Kungala, what is that? Ravyangla, from former ID, the previous one. He's also there, and all the Tibetan staff, they are just amazingly accommodating, welcoming, very friendly, all very young, except me. Okay, so this is the slight change in the schedule, and the Quorum says that those of us who were missing this morning for the morning practice, you can come up to light, offer the lights, stand up quickly, make it quick. Just stand up to offer lights. Oh, Vinay, you have an amazing shirt. Wow, it looks so nice on you. And Priyanka, did she give you compliment? Did she compliment? Really? Ah. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. With folded hands, I beseech the Buddhas of all directions to shine the light of Dharma for all bewildered mysteries gloom. Okay, thank you. Let's turn to page 4. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. I go for refuge and am enlightened to the Buddha, the Dharma, the Sangha. By my accumulations of the practice of giving and so forth, may I become a Buddha to benefit all sentient beings. Sanje jodo zoge jonam lo chanchu badu tane gyasu che tage jinso kebe sonam ge chola penjir sanje chubara sho Sanje jodo zoge jonam lo chanchu badu tane gyasu che tage jinso kebe sonam ge chola penjir sanje chubara sho Sanje jodo zoge jonam lo chanju bardo dane gyabzo che tage jinso gebe sonam ge jola benjir sanje jobare sho. Essence of Dependent Origin Mantra. Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha Om ye dharma hetu prabhavam Hetum tesham dathagato hyavatat tesham chayo nirodha evam bhati mahashramanaye swaha. All phenomena arise from causes. The causes are taught by the Tathagata. The cessation causes as well as taught by the great seer. Okay, let's turn to page 78. The three principal aspects of the path, which you all read yesterday. The three principal aspects of the path: renunciation, and what else? Renunciation. So you remember the three principal aspects of the path? renunciation bodhicitta, and the wisdom of emptiness. Okay, three and each one of them taught under three subheadings. What are three subheadings? Leon? Why, how, and measure. Very good. Okay, let's not forget these. Keeping this in mind, let's recite the following by contemplating, by reflecting on reflecting on the meanings. The three principal aspects of the path by Lama Tsongkhapa. I bow down to the venerable lamas as well as I'm able. I'll explain. Okay, let's read this together, not only me. As well as I'm able, I will explain the essence of all the teachings of the Buddha, the path praised by the conqueror's children, the entrance for those who desire liberation. Listen with a clear mind, you fortunate ones who are not attached to joys of secular existence. Strive to make good use of leisure and opportunity, and direct your minds to the path that pleases the Buddhas. Without pure renunciation, an end to attraction for the pleasures of secular existence is unattainable. The craving for existence also binds beings, thus from the outset seek renunciation. Reverse attraction to this life by reflecting on how leisure and opportunity are difficult to find and how life is ephemeral and thus without span. Reverse attraction to future lives by repeatedly thinking of the infallibility of karmas and its effects and the miseries of samsara. Contemplating thus when for an instant you do not admire the splendors of secular existence and remain intent on liberation day and night, renunciation is born in you then. Renunciation, if not tempered by a pure mind of bodhicitta, however, will not bring forth the perfect bliss of unsurpassed enlightenment. Therefore, the wise ones generate the excellent mind of bodhicitta, swept up in the current of the four powerful rivers, tied by strong bonds of karma so hard to undo, caught in the net of the self-grasping, completely enveloped by the darkness of ignorance, born and reborn in boundless cyclic existence, ceaselessly tormented by the three miseries. Thinking of your mothers in this condition, generate the supreme mind of bodhicitta. Although you train in renunciation and the mind of bodhicitta, without wisdom that realizes the ultimate reality, you cannot cut the root of cyclic existence. Therefore, strive to understand dependent arising. One who sees the infallible cause and effect of all phenomena in samsara and nirvana and destroys all focuses of apprehension has entered the path which pleases the Buddhas. Appearances are infallible, dependent arising. Emptiness is understanding that is proof assertions. As long as these two are seen as distinct, you have not yet realized the intent of the Buddhas. When these two realizations are concurrent, where the mere sight of infallible dependent origination concurrently destroys all modes of grasping through definite discernment, at that time the analysis of the profound view is perfected. Furthermore, appearances refute the extreme of existence, emptiness refutes the extreme of non existence. When you understand that emptiness arises in the form of cause and effect, you are not captivated by view of extremes. O my child, once you have thus realized the points of the three principal paths, seek solitude and cultivate strong determination and quickly reach the final aspired goal. Okay, continuation from where we left last time. Okay, somebody remembers which verse? 23. Page number 145. Page number 145. And okay, those who are holding a small book. Kokil, what is the page number? Page 97. Okay, those who are using the small booklet, page 97. The the Blaze, the red book, page 145, verse number 23. Okay. Um, Now there's another mark of a wise person and an unwise person. How to distinguish between wise and unwise? It says that those who are wavered, who are easily wavered by on the what is known as the eight mundane concerns. Those are easily affected by the eight mundane concerns, where these people are weak. These people are unwise. Whereas those people who are very strong, who are not affected by the eight mundane concerns, these are very strong people. These are wise people. And these people can follow the trend, move from the the darkness of ignorance to the light of the wisdom, and the selfishness to the joy of the ultimate and the awakening. Okay, so what are the eight concerns, the eight mundane concerns? This question. Eight mundane. So the word mundane has a connotation which with the mundane, ordinary world we consider is very important. In actuality, it simply binds us and it destroys our peace of mind. Eight mundane concerns. So these eight, you see them in four pairs. Four pairs. And in other words, four sets of two. Four sets of two, 4 into 2 is 8. And the first set is getting excited over material gains and demoralized over the material loss. Okay, so excited and the feeling loss. So that attached to the material gain and the loss. Material gain and the loss, number one. Number two, the fame and depreciation. The one is material gain and material loss. Then the fame and the depreciation, pleasant and unpleasant words, happiness and suffering. Okay, let me say this once more. Say material gain and material loss. And what did I say next? Pain and no, fame and depreciation. Fame and criticism. And then the next is pleasant words and unpleasant words. And finally, happiness and unhappiness or happiness and pain. Okay, so let's work on this one by one. Say the material gain. Say we get some material benefits. Somebody gives you some presents and so forth. And of course, as a gesture of appreciation, we have to appreciate it. Some people, we see the people go into extremes. Some people, the say the you get something and then you get I'm so excited, and then the same person says, "I'm very sorry, it's not for you." They're so demoralized, so the whole world is collapsed. So you feel so embarrassed, so unhappy, which means that this small gift can change you. You're so weak. You can easily be wavered. The peace of mind is easily disrupted, which means that we are not strong, we're weak. And so but keep in mind that your Buddha nature is not weak. On the surface, you are weak, which means that you are far away from your Buddha nature. Your Buddha nature is very strong. Nothing can waver your mind. You are given everything, your mind will not be excited. Everything is stolen from you, your mind is not demoralized. This is your Buddha nature. But at the moment that our Buddha nature is so clouded by the mental defilements and center energy and so forth, that things can easily waver us, easily affect our state of mind. So a little bit of material gain, you puffed up, right? You become a little wealthy, you feel so puffed up. It's all like you're the wealthiest person. And then you leave, the burglary happens, then you feel as though like the whole world is shattered. Then you don't eat, you get eventually you hospitalized because your mind is going through such the traumatic experience. You are hospitalized. This is why we are so weak. And if you do come across such people, don't judge on them. Don't judge on them, and see that if you can also be like that. If not, you are lucky. You are closer to your Buddha nature, which now I have to put more effort to make sure that in this life, next life, that I come closer, closer, closer Buddha nature. Eventually, when I'm really manifest Buddha nature, nothing can affect me. Even though the whole of your property collapses, your mind is at peace. And even though somebody gives you everything of the world, your mind is not affected. You just see how I can make use of this for the benefit of others, rather than I'm the wealthiest person. So therefore, it says that how many of you know this expression? I don't know this expression as a concept where it says that if you want to know the true nature of the person, means if you want to know the real person, you give money in the person's hand. You give money, meaning let the person be rich and then see how the person behaves. If the person behaves very arrogant, means the person is weak. And there's some also say that you give power in the person's hand. You give the power, and then how the person uses, if the person abuses the power, which the person's weak. Whereas when you are powerless, you'll be so weak. When you little power, you feel so puffed up. This is our weakness. So the thing is that you get power, then instead of feeling inflated, egoistic, oh, now I have the power. See how to use this in the best way so that the poor people, the destitute people, they are taken care of. And how I can lift the plight of all the people within my denomination, how to increase the standard of livelihood of everybody, education, healthcare, and the elders who have nobody to look after, they how to help them. So just think of these. These are the wise people. These are the very evolved people. These are the people with the gravity. There's a great weight there. So whereas just you get the power and then embezzlement happens. All the money you have, the money goes through you, and somehow all the money, say, some very extremely sad practices were recently. I just heard a very sad practice that the government, I learned that the government, they made it a rule that the business companies, they have to donate like 2% of their profit. And I don't know, huh? And then I don't know who that is. And then this system, this amazing. This is whoever created this amazing that the 2% profit must be the donate offered used for the benefit of the community. Then the this system is abused. How? That say if I'm running a company, or say I am the manager, or I am the somebody who is dealing with the money, or say okay, now we have to give this 2% is like for some companies it can be like 2 crores. For some it can be like 20 lakhs or 30 lakhs, 40 lakhs. So somebody comes, okay, we will give you 2 lakhs or 20 lakhs. And you give me, I'll give you 20 lakhs check, and you give me 6 lakhs. No check. Because check means transaction is seen. You have to give me on cash, 20 lakhs. So this is a corruption. I heard it then. My whole, the what, the the energy simply sank to hear that. The whole system has become, very sad. So what I'm saying is that see, and there are some extremely good people in the positions. One of them told me that he is awarded as the cleanest government the official in that locality. I'm not going to tell the locality. Cleanest, meaning he, he's never into corruption. And when he was communicating with him, he told me that I find it so difficult. I get up, I'm banged against the ceiling. I sit, I bang against the floor. You understand what does he say? He has a boss and his juniors. His juniors into corruption, his seniors into corruption. And when he's remaining clean, the seniors, they cannot do as much. So they said that you have to do it. No, I'm not going to. You do it. That's your business. I'm not going to do it. And the juniors, when the seniors not doing, the juniors find it so difficult to do it. So he said that when I stand, I hit this ceiling. It's very painful. When I sit, I hit the ground. It's very painful. It's very sad. Okay, so the one thing that what I was saying is that let us make a commitment, you, me, each one of us, that in our life, this life, the next life, next life, I will stay away from corruption, wrong livelihood. Let us make this commitment. And these commitments, and later on, when you get a confidence in the rebirth concept, you'll get confidence. Of course, you have to pursue, to inquire into this. And I personally, it has been almost like 40 years of my journey, almost 40 years, 38, 39 years of journey to inquire this rebirth concept. I've been exploring this. The lucky that, lucky that the in Buddhism, the what is called Nalanda Buddhism, there's one text which I cited last time, Acharya Dharmakirti, Acharya Dharmakirti's text, Pramana Vartika, composed in 7th century, 1300 years ago. He composed that. That is a brilliant text. Particularly chapter 2 is on rebirth. And just by reading this, you will not get what the rebirth is. Of course, it's full of logical reasons. You have to first understand the logic, the reasons given there. You try to understand it, then relate it to your own real life, the experiences, observe others, then gradually the rebirth concept becomes very clear. It's so obvious, so obvious. With the Charles Darwin's evolutionary theory, with the reductionist approach of the workings of the neurons, there are so many explanatory gaps. You cannot really explain the gaps. You can fill the gaps left by the explanation of the reductionist approach, meaning that reducing the brain to the brain the reducing the mind to the brain correlates. So there are so many explanatory gaps. So with all this, you see that the rebirth so obvious. Now with this, then you see that what you today, what you did 10 years ago, effect is felt today. For example, like how many you say when you were when you were teenage, you had to fall, or when you were younger, you were doing long runners, marathon runners, or weightlifters, or boxers, and then you will feel the consequence after 20 years. Pain, joint pains, Muhammad Ali, Alzheimer's, you're getting it? Because brain damage. Although he was the world number one boxer in those days. And then as you grow older, he started to have this, but it's a Parkinson disease. You're getting it? So the consequences can be for somebody fallen when you were a young boy, young girl, fallen the broken leg, and then they say it's healed. Then when you are 40, 50, 60, you start to feel the pain where it was broken. You're getting it? So likewise, you could feel that. Then from your experience, you see that what I did, what I'm doing today will have a consequence tomorrow. You're getting it? You'll feel that. Then I have to do good, do virtue. Non-virtue seems very, very nice now, right? Nice now. For example, embezzlement, so forth. Suddenly you may become rich, but this wealth is not the result of your embezzlement. Embezzlement is the immediate cause, but the cause is your previous karma, positive karma, resulting into this wealth which you are doing through embezzlement. Many people they go into embezzlement, but they don't get it. But you succeed in that. Meanwhile, you accumulate so much of negative karma to lose your wealth in the future. So, therefore, think of these things. We make commitment that may I be strong, may I not be weak, that may I be strong, that the material things may not affect me. Material gains that will not excite me. Material loss that will not make me the demoralized. Okay. Next, and yet some people, the other extreme is that say someone, someone who may not be so wealthy, but out of incredible great affection for you, let's say this this fan is about like maybe 700 rupees. 700 rupees. And the person, Google search, found it, Amazon, finally got this. Oh, I'm taking this to to who? Let's say to Jigme Honjula. You know who Jigme Honjula is? No, Jigme Honju. Okay. Vigraji. Vigraji is Jigme Honju, right? So, yes. So, oh, I take this to Vigraji, right? So here I learned that the Kalimpong, particularly Buddhapata, is a little humid. Just keep it there on the table, then it's very pleasant. And then, of course, Jigme Honju, he will not do like that. But some people, what they do is that they take it as very simple. It's very cheap. Look at it, very cheap. Thank you. No feeling. No, don't do that. Whatever you get from somebody, whatever you get from somebody, you know, just appreciate it. Appreciate it. It doesn't mean get excited. Don't get excited. Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. You have been very thoughtful. It's not needed actually, but I see that you have so much of, your kindness. Thank you so much for thinking of me with this gift. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Some people they don't appreciate it. Some people they are overly excited. So these two are the extremes. Okay. So material gets material loss. And then fame and depreciation. Then you get a little bit of fame, people praises you, then you become so excited. That's all like you are the best person. This is oftentimes what can ruin us. What can ruin us. You getting it? Say the sometimes say in a small group, let's say small group, then the bigger problem. In a small group, let's say that I am the say head of say your Tibet house. Let's say Tibet house. This better. Say at the moment I'm leading Tibet, I'm heading Tibet house. And they say there are some people in Tibet house, they maybe for their own personal interest, they will say, Geshe, you are like a god. You are amazing, right? You are amazing. You are like a god. And at first, I may, depend on how my gravity, how strong I am, right? And then the people say that you are like God. And then another person said, you are amazing. You are better than Arinagarjuna, right? And then I may pretend. And gradually I may pretend that I'm like a God. Right? It's very dangerous, very dangerous, very dangerous. Always keep in mind, always keep in mind that finally your job is your Buddha nature should be awakened. More and more you awaken your Buddha nature, more and more humble you become. If inflation happens, which means you are far away from Buddha nature, you are far away from being a God. If you think that you're God, you're not a God. If you think that I'm a Bodhisattva, you're not a Bodhisattva. So this way, praise and deprecation, praise can be very dangerous. You should be very careful to make sure that there's a Tibetan. So because I've seen that some they try to justify that they are somebody because somebody like me, somebody praised me. This is not a justification. This is the source of your ruination. It can ruin you. There's a Tibetan great teacher. His name is Sakya Pandita. What he said is that if somebody praises you, don't be inflated because there are people who deprecate you also. And said that when you feel too low, if somebody deprecates you, don't feel sad. There are people who praise you also. You're getting it to strike a balance. It's amazing, this great teacher. And and one thing that we really need to know is that he said that in Tibet it says, "Tebe kawa miyurshin, maybe mega miyurshin, rangi yundele na ba kyu tabe sinyi." Who really is an evolved person? Who's the real evolved person? He defined it. He said that that person is somebody who, when praised, is not excited, who, when deprecated, does not feel demoralized. And yet, that person knows your strength and your weakness. This is an evolved person. It's amazing. Let's not forget it. Somebody, when praised, is not excited. When deprecated, doesn't feel demoralized. And yet, one knows your strength and your weaknesses. That is the evolved person. It's beautiful. It's amazing. So these are the wisdom, ancient wisdoms, ancient wisdoms. Okay. So that is the praise and deprecation. What is next? Pleasant and unpleasant words. Say that pleasant meaning, something which you like to hear, trivial gossips, trivial gossips, huh? Sugarcoating. Sugarcoating. I don't know, but I don't know the actual meaning. Vinay, what's the meaning? False praise. So here is not necessarily praise. It's not a sugarcoating. It's more like say we talk about say emptiness, bodhicitta. Suddenly somebody comes and he feels so bored and he brings what the so Shah Rukh Khan, Salman Khan, then the eyes become so white, right? And Hollywood, right? And what is that? Stock market, right? And then what? The food. Cheesecake is amazing, so delicious. It's mouth-watering. Picnic, party, pubs, right? Drinks, nightclub. Then the whole hormone, the flares up. Happy hormones flares up in your body. You become so excited. This is known as the somebody who gets excited with the pleasant words. Pleasant words meaning says something which is trivial gossips, you feel so engrossed. And so when you hear something like not something which you don't want to hear, unpleasant things, you feel so bored, so weak, so unhappy. This is the opposite of that. And then finally, happiness and unhappiness. So when you okay, physically you're healthy and people around there very good, and then the place is also good, and you feel so excited. This is the best thing, this is the best thing. And then they say your health is also a little bad, and people around you also, may not be too friendly, and the environment also a little, say, the foggy, rainy, cold, and then you feel so down. This is where we are easily being swayed by the eight mundane concerns. So these people are weak. These people are far away from the your Buddha nature. So our job is recognizing this. So whatever degree, say from the mundane mundane concerns, eight mundane concerns, if you're too close, being affected by mundane concerns, 10 out of 1, 10 out of 1 to 10, you are too easily affected to that degree, 10. Don't feel shy, don't feel bad. Just feel happy that you are meeting with this 37 practices of the Bodhisattvas teachings. And okay, you identify who you are. Okay, I'm easily being swayed by the presence given by somebody else, praised by others, and when happy, I'm so excited. So this is who I am. Now I need to be stronger. I'm not strong, I'm weak. Identify that, and then on basis, slowly become more stable. Even if you get material things, okay, even this is also impermanent, as taught by the author here. Even this also impermanence one day go away. And whatever I get, I'm fortunate that I can have the opportunity to share with others, with the people who don't have. I can share with them. And then if you don't get it, if you don't have the loss of materials, then oh, I'm so bad. I'm so unfortunate. Look at that person. Look at what is that? The what is that? Mark Zuckerberg, so rich, and what is that? Uh, Bill Gates. What is this? Look at me, so hopeless. No, I'm so lucky. I don't have these because I don't have this. I don't have the jealousy. I don't have the competition. I don't really have to worry about the losing these. I'm so lucky. And then I don't get the jealousy, competition, anger, competitive feeling. No. So I don't have it. It's fine. And and those people who are suffering because of lack, because of the poverty, may the poverty, the negative karmas, they ripen upon me while I'm experiencing these miseries. So this is how you become strong. You're not affected. Okay. So this is about the happiness and the sadness or the pains. Good. So it says 23. When you encounter objects that please you, eight mundane concerns, like rainbows in the summer season, meaning that they are all transitory. They are transitory. Like, though they seem beautiful, not to view them as real. So that is yesterday how we did. For example, like the statement, I am very unhappy. Likewise, we see, for example, let's say anything which is like a cheesecake, so forth. This looks so tempting, but it's nothing but made of atoms. Made of atoms. On the atomic level, what we see as very tempting disappears. So this illusion that our mind creates, and it would be good. Okay, this is what we discussed the last few days. And is there anybody who thought about it when you left this hall? Anybody who thought about this? Yes. Okay, Vinay, be kind. Don't expose Priyanka. So, do you mean to say that Priyanka is pulled by cheesecake? Okay, thank you. And Vinay, you thought about how the cheesecake made of atoms? Oh, yes, yes, amazing. Very good. Anyone else? You thought about it? Say something made of just it's just full of atoms. You thought about it after leaving the class? Anyone? Anyone else? Yes, David, thank you. What do you think? Oh, okay. What David is saying is actually here. Here. Okay, can somebody show that to me? It's here in this book. 309, are you sure? 309 or I think I'm getting it. Okay, it's on page 215. 309, let's see what it says there. 309. Okay, yes, 309 is also good. But the both 309 plus 215. David, you read it and you'll be very happy. First, you read 215, 215. David, you read it for all of us. Louder. Yes. Yes. You go to the garden, you see the beautiful flowers blossoming. It's so beautiful. David, how did you describe this? He described this. It's like so tempting. It's amazing. Yes, this is your word. It's amazing, right? And then you just take your time and see that this is nothing but made of atoms. On the atomic level, number one, this is made of cells, and the cells are made of nucleus, cytoplasm, and the cell membrane. And the nucleus made of chromosomes. Chromosomes made of DNA molecules. DNA molecules made of atoms. It's just a pool of atoms. Now go to that level gradually. Don't jump to the atoms. Gradually go from the cells to the nucleus, to the chromosomes, to the DNA molecules, to the atoms. Slowly, then you'll feel it. Once you go on the atomic level, just stay there and ask yourself, where is this beautiful flower? And you'll see, you'll be amazed to see that it's not really there. None of the atom is this beautiful flower. You see, it's not really there. And then the goosebumps may come to your body. You may feel the goosebumps. You may feel a tinge of fear. And in some cases, a deep feeling of tranquility can come to you from within the core of your heart. As this is happened, very fortunate. Now, how to do this exercise? So that is what Joshua indicated. 308, page 308, page 308, it says 308. Meditation, sequence of the meditation on emptiness, a sample. Meditation on emptiness of an object, like a flower. So the details are given here. You can read it later on. So look, initially the first picture, how is that like? It's so beautiful flower. Then you see, you keep looking at more and more closely, you end up seeing the dots. You end up seeing the dots. On the level of the dot, if you really see the dots very distinctly from other, you see the beautiful flower disappears. You getting it? Okay. So this is the how we need to contemplate. Okay, now let's see next. The 23 is with respect to the attractive. Okay, while with the eight mundane concerns, but particularly with respect to the attractive objects. Then 24 is with respect to the undesirable objects. 24. All suffering is like the death of your child in a dream. To take such delusive appearances as true, how exhausting. Therefore, whenever you encounter unpleasant circumstances, to see them as deception is the practice of a bodhisattva. So, say unpleasant things happen. Okay, let us. Is there anybody who likes to give an example of unpleasant situation where you feel no escape? This is a problem. Mentally suffocating, so heavy, pulling down, sad, and the helpless. Can you create any situation of this kind, or you would like to share something of what you've encountered in your life? Then let's see how this verse can work. Anyone? Okay, let's say the airplane crash, and let's say that one of your relatives is there, right? So for us, is there anybody who has somebody known who is in that? Anyone? There's no one. So for us, it's easier because it's not directly related. Although we depend on each other, but we're not directly related to, so therefore we don't feel it as much. Whereas those people who think about the dependent origination, subtler version, then for them, even that, although you have the no one as the relation, your friend, whatever, still you can feel the pain. Okay, let's say that one of your relatives, let's say your child, your mom, dad, was there and died. So let's say it says, all suffering is like the death of your child in a dream. So how to apply this? So the first thing is that there are many layers, many levels by which to heal yourself. Many levels. Some may work, some may not work, depending on your level of thinking. For some, just one line can work magic. For example, there's the Bodhisattva Shantideva's text. I would say that if you're not familiar with this text, you must keep that book, A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. If you don't know this book, you have to get this book. You keep a copy for yourself. That should be your lifelong guide. The book is A Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. And there are many translations. The one translation which I would recommend is not about I don't like it, is about the one that I would recommend with respect to the accuracy of the translation would be the one published by LTWA, Library of Tibetan Archives, and the translator is Stephen Batchelor. And there are some other translations. There's some good translations, but they're not translated as the what in the verse form. They're translated in the prose form. So which is not I would say they may be very precise. But then the original text is in the verse form. So Stephen Batchelor's translation would be good, but then you have to depend on the commentaries as well. So there Bodhisattva Shanti, the author, Bodhisattva Shantideva, he was an 8th century Indian master. And the his story is very inspiring. We have to know that. And so he was a very senior monk in Nalanda University. How many of you been to Nalanda ruins? Nalanda ruins. And okay. And yes, there Bodhisattva Shantideva, while he was a very senior monk, people around him, they didn't know that he is such a realized master. They didn't know that. Why? Because that he was just, he was always in the bed, whole day in the bed and sleeping. He was a very senior monk. And then the people come to the monastery for the pilgrimage, and they may be seeing the visitors, may be seeing a very senior monk sleeping whole day. And so therefore he was nicknamed by the people the one with the three thoughts. Only three thoughts. One, eating, sleeping, and relieving. Three thoughts. Right? So besides this, no thoughts. This was his nickname. And the monks, the disciplinarian abbots, they were all always feeling so unhappy to think about him because it's such an embarrassment to the university, to the big monastic university. So they wanted to kick him out. And he's very senior, and we cannot teach him because he's very senior. And so they want to kick him, but they cannot kick him out for no reason. There should be reason. So what they made a plot. They made a plan to kick me out. How? They said that now we're going to, seniority wise, we're going to assign each monk, one monk, to give teachings to the public. And thinking that he doesn't know anything because he has only three thoughts, no Dharma thoughts, only three thoughts: eating, sleeping, and reliving. Three thoughts. So he doesn't know anything. So when it comes to his turn, because he's very senior, his turn will come very quickly. When it comes to his turn, he has nothing to teach. So out of embarrassment, he'll run away. He'll leave the monastery. So this was their plan. And very soon it was his turn. Then the disciplinarian and the other monks, they came, the monk officials, they came to request me, sir, tomorrow's your turn to give teachings. And he's still in the bed. He said, yes. Yes, I know tomorrow's my turn. Then the next morning, they came particularly to embarrass him with a grand reception meaning to receive him, grand reception, just to embarrass him and made up the throne, very high throne for him to sit. And sir, now people are waiting for the teaching. He said, yes, I'm coming. He was still in the bed. Then he got up, and then he saw all the monks, they just embarrassed. Of course, he's very intelligent. He knows the intention of people. Then he accepted. he went. And just from distance, you could see the throne very high. And then what he did was that he just gestured a finger to the throne and gestured it to go down. The throne became low. And then he sat on it, and the throne got up. Then he started to give teachings. He started to give the teachings. And everybody was scribbling, busy. They did not expect that he is a brilliant, brilliant master. And everybody was busy scribbling. And the story has it that he kept on elevating in the air. How true that is, I don't know. But it's very possible for these enlightened masters. He kept on elevating in the air. And at one point, chapter 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 9 is the wisdom chapter, and chapter 10, there hardly people can hear. And then he disappeared. So people, all the monks regretted that they have accumulated so much negative karma against such an enlightened master. The teachings were so succinct, so relevant, so brilliant, and so intelligible. And finally, the monk officials, and they started to search for him. Finally, they found him in a forest. In a forest, and then they apologized. They request to come back. So he said that my time in the monastery is over. Now I would stay on my own in the forest. And then they asked if chapter 10, because the monks, they were discussing if chapter 10 was taught or not. Some said it was taught, some said not taught, because many people could not hear. They asked, they double checked with him if chapter 10 was taught. Then he said, yes, chapter 10 was taught. And they asked, please don't stay here. Please come to the monastery. He said, no, my time is over. And if you're really interested in my coming, finally, the teachings. And for the teachings, I have composed another text. Actually, he was composing text. I've composed another text, and which if you are interested, you'll see that I've kept it tight to the rafter of my house, of my room. Go there, get it. So today is known as Shiksha Samuchaya. This is the text. Shiksha Samuchaya is the compendium of trainings. This is the second text. So to his credit, there are two texts at the moment. Otherwise, it is said that there are three texts. One is the Bodhisattva, which we just cited, the Guide to the Bodhisattva's Way of Life. And number two is the Shiksha Samuchaya, compendium of trainings. And number three is Dotu, compendium of the sutras. Compendium of the sutras. But the third one is not available, it's missing. It's not available on the planet Earth. Nobody knows where it is. No. 400 verses composed by Bodhisattva Aryadeva. That's very clear. By Bodhisattva Aryadeva. So this text, Compendium of Sutras, one is available, which is composed by Nagarjuna. There's another Compendium of Sutras by Bodhisattva Shantideva. That is missing. The one by Nagarjuna is available. I don't know whether it's available in English, but in Tibetan it's still available. In Sanskrit, I'm not too sure. No, most likely they're all destroyed. Sanskrit, millions of manuscripts were all destroyed by the gentleman Khilji. Yes, whole library, whole treasure of the world destroyed. Of course, there's a karma of the sentient beings. What do you do? And that's very sad. So what I'm saying is that at such situation with the plane crash, somebody who's very close to you also died there. So one thing this Bodhisattva taught, and which is Holiness of Dalai oftentimes cites, is that if there's a cure, why do you have to worry? Why to worry? Let me repeat it. If there's a cure to the pain, if there's a cure, why to worry? Go for the cure. If there's no cure, what's the point of worrying? For some people, just these two lines will work, just will clear your pain right away, because it's a reality. If there's a cure, why do worry? If there's no cure, what's the point of worrying? Finish. These two lines are said by Bodhisattva Shantideva. Believe it or not, what I say is that if they're counselors, so yesterday there was one lady counselor who came from Darjeeling. Um, Usually what it says that counselors, you must keep this book with you. This just try to share with your clients what this book said. It works perfect, so powerful, amazing. So all these such, all these, they say the what, the wisdoms were there. You'll find it there. It's amazing. So this one, and then the number two is that number two we can another thing that we can think of is particularly after learning about the pain created by selfishness is that when you feel the pain, most likely it is our selfish thinking, because oh, I'm sad for you, how, it's not that you should live, it's that for me you should live, for me you should live. You're getting it? There's a difference there. Because usually when people died, they don't think about where this person goes, that this person should be. Instead of that, no, what's the point of me living here? Which means that it's about me. You're not there, so therefore for me it's meaningless. It's selfishness. Whereas it doesn't matter whether the person here, but you should, for example, the mothers, they love the children so much. But the mothers deliberately send the children to schools abroad, far away, far away, for the well-being of the child, not for yourself, for the well-being of the child. Yanjan, you were sent somewhere? School where? Huh? Ingdo, college? South India. So your mother sent you, right? For you, right? Not for her, for you. So therefore, the thing is that so separation happens, but for the good of the child. Likewise, the separation happens, plane crash, separation happens. Now you feel so demoralized, these things, partly because of this selfishness. I want you. I want you. Not that you should be happy. These usually we don't talk about that person should be happy. No, that I want you. I'm unhappy now. This is selfishness. If you discover that, yes, that's true. If you discover, you don't talk about now where the person must be taken birth. I pray that this person takes good birth. We don't think much about that part. It's about I lost my son, I lost my mother, I lost this and so on. I am this and now what? Who? Why should I live? And so forth. It's all about I. If you discover that, instantly healing will take place. Okay, I'm not really worried about that. I'm worried about myself. I'm concerned about my because I feel comfortable to be with that person. Now the person is gone, I'll feel the loss. You think about this, this also help. Then also think about the impermanence. Impermanence in any ways. Even I have to also leave the world. You have to think like this. One day I also have to leave the world. And His Holiness, just say there was a video clip of His Holiness the Dalai Lama talking about impermanence. His Holiness said that His Holiness said he was given the teaching in Dharamsala. Dharamsala, the main temple, and then to the public. And what His Holiness was saying is that his impermanence. Look at all these ruins of the fortress, big fortress, the ruins. It's not like this at the beginning. At the beginning, it's like grand castle, grand fortress, and kings, queens, people. They can even dare to go close by because they are protected by the guards. They will scold you while you are here. Now it's a fortress. Now even the once upon a time where you don't even get to go and shake hands. Now they've turned into skeleton. In the skeleton, we don't identify whose skeleton is this. Whether it's Alexander's skeleton, or the Julius Caesar skeleton, or Genghis Khan's skeleton. We don't know. This is a situation. And archaeologists, right? Archaeologists, they would just touch the skeleton like this, like a piece of stone like this impermanence. Then he sort of said that even this building from where I'm giving the teaching, we never know in the future that this will also become like a ruins, where once upon a time that the Lam is giving teaching here in this place. And yet it's so ruins, nobody is going there anymore. Of course, Nalanda, Nalanda ruins where many of us been there. Once upon a time, people, even people who are around that place, they did not even have a clue that there existed a big university here. They did not have a clue. It's only through the Xuanzang, the Chinese great Bodhisattva teacher, through his travelogue. Through his travelogue, then it was discovered that there was this university. Otherwise, and what was the university like? Nobody had any clue. How many monks there? What were being studied? No clue at all. Disappeared completely. Once upon a time, it was such a vibrant. All these texts which we were studying, Acharya Chandrakirti's text, Nagarjuna's text, all these texts were composed from that university. Gone now. It's all impermanent. So think about that. One day I will also leave. One day that whole 8 billion human beings will be gone. Another set of 8 billion, 10 billion human beings will come. Think about this. Okay, it's a matter of time. Everybody will go. You think about this, your mind will become very broad and expansive. This congestion will stop. So there are many ways of thinking it. And then finally, if you think about emptiness, this is amazing. So even the person who died, even he is just 6 elements. Even the person who's worrying about that death, even this person is also made of 6 elements. And none of these 6 elements is the person. None of that 6 elements is a person. It's just a mental projection. The moment you see that, it's a mental projection. It's like a dream that your mind is creating instantly. You don't have to say anything. You don't have to say, okay, therefore it's okay. You don't have to say anything. The moment you discover it's all coming from your mind, instantly your mind, the mind behaves. How it behaves, instantly how the mind is disturbed, that disturbance melts down. For example, like if there's milk boiling and overflowing, you put cold water, what happens? Instantly it will quell. This is how the mind behaves when you see the emptiness. So the author here but explains as the highest level of thinking. It says, all suffering is like the death of your child in a dream. To take such delusive appearances as true, how exhausting. Delusive meaning they appear as so real, object real, but in reality, they're all the projection of one's own mind. Therefore, whenever we encounter unpleasant circumstances, to see them as deceptions, deception meaning that they are empty of true existence, is the practice of a bodhisattva. Okay, next is what we talk about the 6 perfections. In the mornings, we do the practice, bodhicitta, where we said the gurus, buddhas, and bodhisattvas. Okay, if somebody can show me you find the verses, which page? Page 50. On page 50, you see if somebody can read the last 2 verses. Okay, let me see. The first, maybe Jabi can read. Yes, louder. The next line, next verse. Wonderful. So it says that how did Prince Siddhartha succeed? How did Prince Siddhartha succeed in this journey of awakening the hidden treasure? So two, he succeeded that by creating 2 factors. What is the first factor? The first factor is that he generated very strong bodhicitta. May I become Buddha for the benefit of sentient beings. Number one, without that aspiration, it's impossible to to succeed in following this journey. Number two, just as he made this commitment, may I become Buddha. To say that may I become Buddha, you have to do something, right? Okay. So those young people who are who are attempting the competitive exams, may I succeed. May I, may I get the, what is that? IAS or AIS? May I get through IAS, right? When you said, may I get through IAS, may I get through IAS, you say 10 times a day or 50 times a day. You have to do something to get through. What do you have to do? This is Pinzola. Study, you're getting it. You have to do something, right? Likewise, may I become Buddha. You have to do something to become a Buddha. What should we do? Then it says, okay, Jabi, read once more. You have to do something. What do you do? Gurus, Buddhas, and Bodhisattvas, please pay heed to me. Just as the previous Buddhas have generated the mind of Bodhicitta, not factor one, factor two. Yeah. Just as they have successfully dwelt in the Bodhisattva practices, likewise, yes, likewise, I will change the mind of bodhicitta, and likewise shall I too successfully engage in the bodhisattva practices. So, to attain Buddhahood, you have to engage in bodhisattva practices. So, what are the bodhisattva practices? This is next question. Six perfections. To make it very short, six perfections. Six perfections. What are things that to do to awaken this hidden treasure within us? You have to do six things. Six things. And then if you want to add then four more plus making 10. Okay, so let's say six. The six, what are the six? Number one, generosity. Number one, generosity. Number two, ethical discipline. Number three, patience. Number one, generosity. Number two, ethical discipline. Number three, patience. Number four, joyous effort or perseverance or enthusiasm. Joyous effort slash perseverance slash enthusiasm. Number four. Number five, meditative concentration. Number five, meditative concentration. Number six, wisdom. Number one, generosity. Number two, ethical discipline. Number three, patience. Number four, joyous effort slash enthusiasm slash perseverance. Number five, meditative concentration. Number six, wisdom. Okay, and let me quickly explain why these six. Some of you may think, why these six? Okay, this is very important. And for this, do you agree with me that this is journey? May I become Buddha? Means Buddha becomes your Buddhahood becomes your destination, and where you are is the current state. From there, you have to go there, which means there's a journey involved. Agree? Don't you agree? Yes. So there's a journey involved. Now, this journey is a not external journey. It is a mental journey. You agree? It's a mental journey. Sirung Dumala or Tes Dumala? Sirung Dumala. So, do you agree that this is a mental journey? So, mental journey means that this mind, right? Okay, okay. Um, one of my classmates in the monastery, one of my classmates, his mind is little restless. Restless meaning he cannot really sit like this for too long, right? How many of you have seen such people? Okay, how many you are like that? Oh, okay. I'm quite surprised. So, Kalimpong Buddha gave me many surprises. One time, the first surprise that I got was that usually in all my talks, almost 90% of girls, only if at all, they're men, is 10%. So one time it was, when was that, Javi? When was that? NIC class. To one of the NIC classes. It was the first time I couldn't believe my eyes. There were 8 people, one is girl and 7 boys. I couldn't believe my eyes. Usually it's like 7 girls, 1 boy. If Jabi is absent, finish. Then the representative from the girl is missing, right? Okay. So this is one thing which shocked me. Literally shocked me for the last, since my teaching, what is that, teaching career. So that was the first time I was seeing boys overwhelmingly the what outstanding number of the girls. Okay, why is that it? Okay, okay, this boy, my classmate, who is totally restless. He could not sit in one place for too long. And then the the monks, your job is to study, debate, and so forth. And then as you go higher in the classes, the topics become more and more complicated. And then his teacher, of course, I'm very fortunate. I had the honor of doing some service, translation service for this teacher, and later he became the 103rd His Eminence Gandhi Rinpoche. He became that. He rose to such a height of respect. And this teacher knows his students so well. And his student in a class, his student, this particular student, he was say, the just acting to, because his teacher's too smart, and that he should present himself to the teacher that he is a very what do you call it, the very diligent student. Intelligent student. But when the teacher asks questions, he gives answers, very proactive answers. And that one the teacher said, so in fact, this is what this student told me. And the teacher said that, hey, you, you're getting it. Hey, you first learn how to sit properly, right? Before you talk about emptiness, sit, learn. If you can sit on in one place for, say, 10, 15 minutes, that is your success, right? And then talk about emptiness. You're getting it? So, therefore, our mind, what travels from where we are to the Buddhahood? What travels? Our mind travels. Our mind has to undertake the journey of purification of the mental defilements. So, this mind, if it doesn't know how to sit properly, if it doesn't know how to sit properly, if it's just going here and there all the time, how can it undertake the journey? The extremely important journey. It can be very risky. So, therefore, the 6 perfections is amazing. The first five, are to make this mind. Okay, let's say that say you have to send somebody, say in the olden times, or let's say you have to send somebody. So you have 2 children. You have to send one of the child to the, say, for about like 1 month to do a work, family business, family work, whatever. And one child is very restless and, may just forget everything. Whereas the other one is extremely particular, precise, systematic. And if you were to send one of them, who would you send? The one who is more systematic or one who forgets things? Of course, the systematic, and one is very particular and meticulous in what the person does. You resent that person because this person can create more problem than do any beneficial work. So likewise, a mind is the one which we go. The first, we have to train this mind to be extremely meticulous and ready to undertake the journey, ready to take this responsibility. Okay. So now, what is this mind like? Okay. Let's say that let me give an example of, say, watching a teaching on emptiness. Watching a teaching on emptiness, and you have to learn it. Later on, there's going to be question, answer, exam, and so forth. Okay, let's say the competitive exam, the the preparation. Okay, how many are doing that? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Okay. Say studying, seriously studying for 2 hours versus seriously watching Facebook for 2 hours, which is more tiring. Huh? This is so serious studying is very tiring, right? 2 hours, no way. 1 hour, I feel already feel tired, right? Facebook, Facebook don't ask them, all of us. Facebook, you say 15 minutes, it can take 2, 3, 4 hours. No complaint, right? Hey, this is study, study. Now you have to study, right? Mother has to bring tea, right? And then, hey, don't be distracted, study. Facebook, nobody has to say, don't be distracted. You're getting it? So therefore, for the bad things, for the unnecessary things, our mind is extremely effective. For the good things, our mind is so sluggish. This mind is go to Buddhahood. This mind, this mind is say, I'm going to become Buddha. You getting it? So first, don't talk about Buddhahood. Train your mind, prepare your mind well so that it is ready. First make it ready. Prepare to make it ready to start the journey. How to make the mind ready? Okay. So the 6 perfections. This is beautiful. It's amazing. What's the first? Generosity. Saying the final goal is Buddhahood. Buddhahood means may I become Buddha for the benefit of all sentient beings. So for that you have to connect it. You should be connected with them. The generosity, act of generosity connects with them. So whenever you give something, you give something, smile, genuinely smile, give something help. So generosity is not only material generosity. There are 4 kinds of generosities. 4 kinds of generosities. Material, material things, generosity of affection, generosity of material things, generosity of affection, generosity of fearlessness, fearlessness slash protection, and finally, generosity of dharma. Generosity of material resources, generosity of affection, generosity of protection slash fearlessness, and generosity of dharma. 4. So generosity connects you to the beings because that you have to do things for these beings, and if these beings not feel connected with you, how can you help? So this is first is the generosity, just to build the connection, because your goal is to benefit all the beings. So in the first place, you should be connected. That is done by the generosity. 1. What is next? Huh? Ethical discipline. Okay, let's say that you are on a train. You're on a train, and we're all going to have audience with His Holiness the Dalai Lama. That is the destination is the A, destination A. So from where you are, the train should go towards the A, but the train is going to minus A. If the train is going to minus A, what should we do first? Hey, what should we do? Dorji, okay. No, if you get off the train, then you will not reach the A also. Okay. Yeah. Huh? Okay. Slow down the train a bit, and if it is running at 200 kilometers, by the way, in India, the train runs at what kilometer? Huh? 180. Yes. In fact, I checked with somebody, and somebody says that it has the capacity to run for like 200 kilometers, but it runs 180 for safety. Okay, good. I'm quite impressed, young man. Okay, so the if the train runs at 180, you slow down to 100, right? But still, it's not going to A. So better we ask the senior one. Young ones don't give good answers. Okay, chalo Sauna. First, stop the train. You getting it? First, stop the train. First, stop the train. How to stop it? Slow down, but don't just slow it down. Slow down and stop. The goal is to stop the train. Stop the train. Okay. When you, if the train is running so fast and you stop it, you put a brake. What happens? It makes a screeching sound. It makes the sound. What is the sound? Because of the friction. Yes, because of the friction. You're getting it. So so then going to minus a is how our mind is going to the negativities. For example, say the boulder, you are in the middle of the mountain and a boulder either it goes down or you push it up. Which is easier? Go down, just push it and it'll go on its own, right? And bring it up. You keep exerting energy, keep exerting. The moment you release it, it'll go down. So therefore, this is our mind. Our mind is so happy to go down, not happy to go up. So mind is so happy to go to minus A, not go to A. So train is going towards minus A so forcefully. We have to stop it. When you stop it, it makes a screeching sound of friction. It makes a screeching sound. So when a screeching sound, what should you do to minimize the screeching sound? What should you do? You put the lubricating oils. You getting it? So that is the practice of the patience. When you do the same, when you stop the negativities, it's not easy. So you have to have a sense of patience. You need to have a sense of patience. So practice of patience. Sorry. Number two is the ethical discipline. Ethical discipline is to stop the mind going to negativities. Say, let's say drinking, stop it. Stealing, stop it. So where your mind is going the wrong direction, you stop it. That's the ethical discipline. So when you do that, it makes a screeching sound. It's not that easy. So you require patience. The patience is the one to minimize the screeching sound, the friction, the patience. Okay, now with this, what happens is that the train stops. Now, what should we do? Hey, Kokil, what should we do now? Now the train stops. Now you have to reverse the direction. You're getting it? Because the train stops, when your train is going forcefully towards the minus A, you cannot reverse it. You have to first stop it. Once stop, then reverse. Then reverse it. Okay. Reversing is what? Towards the virtues. And the virtue to become Buddhahood, how much virtue is required? Enormous amount of virtue is required, right? And how we accumulate virtue is what is that like? Is that pushing the boulder uphill? It's so slow, so slow. So now, how to make this virtue very effective? Any idea? How to make the virtue very effective? Huh? How? Again, you'll break. Okay. So let's see that. Let's see that. Okay, let me give an example. Let's say, okay, Sonam, you do marathon running, you don't run. And for even to get a cup of tea from the kitchen, you ask your mom. Mom, yes? Yes. Mom, can I have a cup of tea? Right? And then to get a medicine from the neighboring shop, I'm sorry, mom, I cannot go. Right? Then you send your mom, right? Okay. Okay. So there, if somebody tells Sonam, hey, don't tell your mom, go to get the medicines. I'll pay you 1,000 US dollars. What will he do? Huh? He will gladly run. Yes, he'll run. The mom says that I'll get it. No, 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 I'll do it. Right? So why? Why he gets such energy to do it? Why? Because he could feel the incentive. This intense incentives gives him the feeling. Okay, what is that? Contact, attention, discrimination. Knowing that if I go to get it, I get $1,000 US. Discrimination. With this, what happens? Pleasant feeling. And what's the trigger of the pleasant feeling? Getting $1,000 by going there. So you embrace that. Embrace running the air. You getting it? This is how the mind works. So this is so effective. So effective. Go run. Get the medicine. You'll run. You getting it? You will not feel tired. So when there's a joy in doing the virtue, when there's a joy in doing the virtue is so effective. So therefore, the next is the joyous effort. Effort with joy. Effort with joy. Okay, now you're already prepared. You're getting it? Now you're prepared. Your mind is prepared. Your mind is serviceable. Serviceable to embark on the journey to enlightenment. Now you can go. Now the mother can feel comfortable, confident. Okay, I'll send my son, I'll send my daughter to this task. She will do it because the mind doesn't go to negativity. It finds so joyous to go to the virtue. So this is now your mind is so prepared. With this, what is your next job? Your mind has already become very serviceable. Now, what is your job? In what way you want to use this mind? Anyone? Okay, don't talk about the six. Don't think of the six. Just tell me from your own heart, right? Okay, your mind is ready. Your job is to go to gate para samgate buddhi swaha. What should we do? Yang Zhenla. Go to us. Yes. Why? No, 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 no. Why wisdom? Say, let's say generosity for the benefit of all sentient beings. Same. But why wisdom? Huh? Uproot? Yes. So our journey is the journey of remove the mental dirt. Let the Buddha nature manifest. This is a journey. You're getting not that you have to go somewhere. When it's a journey, even if you thought about somewhere, right? So therefore, now what should we do? No, it's the journey of cleansing the mind to uproot your mental defilements. What will uproot the mental defilements? The wisdom will uproot the mental defilements. The wisdom. Now your job is that this mind, which is so serviceable, you assign the responsibility to this mind. Now focus on the wisdom. Focus on the wisdom. And this wisdom should have two qualities. This wisdom should have two qualities, like the light. Like the light. For example, in night, you want to read the book. There's suddenly this power cut. So what do we need? Let's say we light a candle. And this candle light should have two qualities. One, the candle should be very bright. If the candle is not bright, it's feeble, it does not serve the purpose for you to read the book. It should be very bright, number one. Number two, this brightness is the wisdom. Wisdom. Number two, that this light should be very stable, steady. It should not be flickery. You're getting it? So you have to make this light very steady. The steadiness is the steadiness of your mind, which is the meditative concentration. So number five is meditative concentration, and number six is wisdom. So these two combined together will guarantee that your mental defilements will be removed, and give gradually then mental defilements will be removed completely. That is the Bodhisattvas. Now your journey is accomplished. Okay, so these are six perfections. Yes, Soham. Can you give an example? Let's say generosity. Yes. That's fine. That's fine. So, what kind of obstacles? Yes, like what? Okay. Ah, yes. Okay. So, this is a very serious question. I would say that, therefore, to have a very comprehensive practice is necessary. To have a very comprehensive practice, this is necessary. What's comprehensive studies and prepare yourself. So this is where I'm talking about the preparing your mind, study, contemplate. For example, like a small baby, standing up, and then two steps again you fall, the mother will again hold, and two steps again the mother will release, again two steps again fall. It happens. So meanwhile, the in your mind, the more you study extensively, more you contemplate, more you are with the good environment, Sangam Sharan Gachami, more your mind will be stable. So then when you fall, you know how to get up. So this is very important. This is very important. Whereas if that is missing, then if you just focus on one part, if that falls, then you are falling for good. So therefore, this is very important to make sure that to have extensive studies and to be in a the good companions. This is very important. Okay, so with this, we'll stop here, and the next verses they are about like 6 verses dedicated to the 6 perfections. Otherwise, will quickly read it here. Um, we are on page 145, verse number 25. Those who aspire, the first is generosity. Those who aspire to enlightenment willingly give up their bodies. What need is there to mention material objects? To giving up the material objects, generosity. Therefore, with no hope of reward of or benefit, to give with generosity is the practice of Bodhisattva. So, generosity, oftentimes, when we engage in generosity, there's expectation in return. So, this expectation should not be there, with no hope of reward or benefit. Number two, ethical discipline. If lack of discipline prevents you from benefiting yourself, then your wish to benefit others is just a joke. Therefore, to observe discipline with no longing for worldly existence is a practice of a Bodhisattva. Number three, 27, the patience. For a Bodhisattva who seeks the wealth of virtue, every perpetrator of harm is like a precious treasure. So, this is what we discussed earlier. Therefore, without feeling irritation towards any, to cultivate patience is a practice of a Bodhisattva. Next is the perseverance or the joyous effort. If Shravakas and Pratik Buddhas who strive for the benefit alone exert efforts as if to extinguish a fire burning on their heads, to cultivate joyous effort, the wellspring of positive qualities is the practice of Bodhisattva. Then the next number 5, meditative concentration. Special insight is the analytical meditation. A special insight here refers to the analytical meditation. Analytical meditation perfectly endowed with the shamatha, which is the single point of meditation. These two should go together. Single point of meditation will help us to stop the reactivity, and the special insight meditation will help us to create the proactivity. So these two combined together completely conquers all afflictions. Afflictions will be conquered. Knowing this and cultivating meditative concentration that transcends the four formless states. So we'll discuss a little bit about this later. The four formless states is the practice of a bodhisattva. Okay, then the wisdom part, I'll leave it here for now. We'll stop here. Tiyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswatyata Om Om Gate Gate Paragate Parasamgate Bodhiswaha. Three prostrations together.